Next up, Avalon Advanced Materials and their President and CEO, Donald Bubar. Donald.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to another group of commodities now. I want to talk to you about clean tech metals. In our case, that's lithium, tin, and rare earths, and our aspirations to be a sustainable producer of these emerging, very important commodities going forward. Remind you not to rely on any of the many forward-looking statements I'll make. So who is Avalon Advanced Materials? We are a Canadian resource developer based in Toronto, listed on the TSX and on the OTCQX in the United States. We have 3 advanced projects that give us coverage in the elements I talked to you about before. Our market cap is about 20 to 25 million now in US dollars, based on 200 million shares outstanding, trading between 10 and 12 cents. And we've been around for over 23 years, a very large shareholder base, some 25,000 retail shareholders all over the world. And insiders and my friends basically controlled some 10 to 15% of the issued capital. One of the things that kind of differentiates Avalon from many other junior companies is we've embraced sustainability and responsible resource development in terms of environmental and social responsibility early on. And we feel if you're going to produce materials for clean technology, you ought to do that in a clean, sustainable way. And we've been demonstrating that by producing an annual GRI compliant sustainability report for the last 6 years, and we'll continue to make that a priority, and have received quite a bit of recognition for that, actually. What's our overall objective? We're taking a little bit different approach from a lot of our Canadian peers in that our strategy is to build a diversified business in the technology metals by starting with relatively small scale production, and then using that as a platform for growth and increased production over time as the markets grow for these various commodities, building initially on our lithium and tin assets. So we have a number of projects, all in Canada. The 3 most advanced ones are our Separation Rapids Lithium Project in northwestern Ontario, the Nechalacho Rare Earth Project. That was our main focus a few years ago during the rare earth boom. And our other advanced project is our East Kempville Tin Project, and I'll say a few words about each of these opportunities. They all present near-term cash flow development opportunities for us. First of all, in our lithium project, Separation Rapids was discovered in 1996. At that time, a brand new discovery of a rare type of LCT pegmatite enriched in the lithium mineral petalite. And at that time, it was an opportunity to serve the industrial minerals markets with this mineral that's still valued for its use in high-strength glass and ceramics, and that's still an opportunity for us. It's a readily open pitable resource. We've got about a 10 million ton resource defined that can be mined by open pit methods. Secure tenure, it's road accessible, and we have very good community support. And this is basically ready to go once we've got the markets developed for the products, which we are doing right now. And the main opportunity is actually to serve the glass and ceramic market. Everybody that's talking about lithium these days, most of them are talking about serving the battery market. But they're forgetting that that's not the only demand for lithium out there. Traditionally, glass and ceramics has been the biggest demand for lithium, and it still is a very large demand, accounting for 25 or 30% of the total global demand for lithium, and it is growing. There is a lot of innovation in the glass industry now, and all those high-strength glass products you're hearing about more and more, such as Corning's Gorilla Glass for display screens and automotive uses, the critical ingredient in every case is lithium. And the glass makers prefer to use the industrial mineral form petalite if they can get a pure enough quality product, which is what we can do and what our aspirations are in this business in the short term. So what we're planning to do is finish off a kind of a pre-feasibility study on a model that would allow us to build an initial production facility with a capex of $50 million and be able to produce about 50,000 to 70,000 tons a year of a pedalite concentrate with byproduct lepidolite, and start by serving the glass industry, then have a pilot plant that we can then develop our battery material product from, determine where we can best fit into that market as it evolves in North America, and then bring that production along as a stage 2 scale-up on the back of already having a profitable revenue-generating business based on our industrial mineral product. And we can actually do that fairly quickly. We get the financing in place to do that over the next few months. We can be building it later this year in production within 2 years. Next opportunity is our East Kemptville tin project in Nova Scotia, which is actually an old mine site where we're looking at restarting production on a concept of keeping it small and actually rehabilitating the mess left behind by the previous operators and making money while we do it, extracting value out of the waste materials left on site. And it's quite a significant resource there. This is a stockpile of 6 million tons of ore. You can see it's all that rusty color. It's generating acid mine drainage, which is the main environmental liability there. But at current tin prices, this material is economic to process, recover a tin concentrate, and sell it into the market. So that's our vision for this, is to do exactly that at a relatively small scale. Install a gravity concentrator at 2,400 tons per day. We can be producing an average of 1,300 tons per year of tin concentrate for 10 to 15 years at a capex of just $30 million Canadian, actually, and that gets us in business, making $5 to $10 million bucks a year. And it also has all the opportunity to scale it up over time by taking advantage of the large in-ground resource that was left in the ground there. So that can be done actually in as little as 12 to 16 months because all the infrastructure is already there. We've got support from our previous operator to finance it, and access to capital for this is already pretty much in place. And while tin is now getting more recognition, maybe you've heard a little bit around this show about how tin is now being recognized as a technology metal too. Interestingly, Rio Tinto came up with this slide recently on a study they had commissioned at MIT that ranked tin as the #1 most impacted technology metal, even ahead of lithium and cobalt, because there are many emerging new applications in renewable energy technology and in energy storage for tin that are expected to increase demand going forward. So no, tin is not just tin cans, it's also becoming very important in a lot of new technology. And lastly, our rare earth project, that was our main focus for quite a few years up in the Northwest Territories of Canada. We've kept it on idle, and it's going to have another day. Rare earths are still very important, and there's still a very big concern about security of supply outside of China, particularly for the magnet rare earths that are needed in electric motors for electric vehicles as well. And our project's located in an area where there's new infrastructure development contemplated now, including bringing hydro from the south to the north and a road that would come close to our site. And we'll be able to take advantage of that to reduce the overall cost of development there. And take advantage of the fact that this had a lot of work done on the past, and there's some opportunities to produce those magnet rare earths from very rich resources very close to surface at a relatively a small scale, and also take advantage of some high-grade lithium resources that are also on that property. So this is a bit of a sleeper asset in our portfolio. Now we're just going to get going on it again to reinvestigate the opportunity to get this back into production, producing rare earths for this market that's going to need them again real soon because of the growing demand for these rare earth magnets in electric vehicles. And I guess I'll leave it there. Thank you.